Squishy bird! Hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of the Nintendo News Roundup. How are you today? I am fine. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get started with the news. I'd say the big story this week is that somebody got their hands on an F-Zero X development cartridge, and apparently within that cartridge is a whole bunch of data from a very early build of Ocarina of Time. They're saying this could even predate the 1997 Space World demo. And basically, it's not like a completed. It's kind of like that really big leak from a while back. It's a lot of raw assets, and so what people are doing is they are currently putting these assets together into playable builds of this early prototype version of the game. You can even see this like super early version of Kakariko Village, which is just some houses and basically nothing else. Super fascinating stuff. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what else people are able to unearth and put together from this. In somewhat similar news, a modder by the name of Waikuteru has discovered something of a hidden shrine in Breath of the Wild. The base game's shrines are numbered 0 through 135. There are 136 of them, but apparently there is a number 136 shrine in the game's data. They've accessed it, and apparently it's just it's like the blessing shrines, where it's really just a room and you just kind of get your reward. It's like that, but it's like totally empty. And so, there are some theories going around about what this is. It could be that they used this template just to build shrines off of when they were making the game, or it's just some simple little debug thing. Not really sure, but it is funny. Like, this is specifically numbered as one of the shrines in the game, so it had some sort of importance to the developers, or it was gonna be a shrine and got canceled or something. Who knows, but that's pretty interesting. So if you didn't hear, there was apparently an issue in the Monster Hunter Rise demo that went out a week or so ago, where if you have a full friend list, it would cause performance issues in the game. Seems like a very, very random kind of problem, but the developers have come out and said that that is a problem that will absolutely, definitely be fixed in the full version of the game, so that's very relieving. So, Pikmin 3 Deluxe sales, we don't have a lot of solid numbers, but they haven't really been what I think we're looking for a big Pikmin revival. But there is at least some good news coming out of Japan. The game is now, after not very long at all, it's only been a few months, is now the top-selling Pikmin title of all time in Japan, coming in about 500,000 units there. And, yeah, it's not super impressive, and if it's not reflected elsewhere in other regions, then it's going to be a problem. But at least we can look at this and say, hey, that's something. That's something. Nintendo is launching a new Twitter account exclusively for corporate stuff, like sales and corporate stuff coming straight out of the company. No game reveals or anything like that. It's just the raw, numbers, business side of things. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm interested in all that stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to actually decipher or get anything out of there that I won't just get from news sources later. But that's pretty cool. I love how they're like, we're not gonna announce anything. Don't bother us. Don't ask us anything. Get out of here. Here's an exciting one. It was not that long ago Nintendo decided to purchase Next Level Games, which is very, very exciting. Very happy about that. And apparently they are already hiring. That is exciting. They're hiring for a whole great host of different positions from all over. So this, to me, looks like they're just expanding the company. They're just getting bigger, and that has to mean either bigger projects or more projects, and both of those got me pretty darn excited. A Nintendo designer by the name of Takaya Imamura is leaving the company. I was not super aware of him and his work, but apparently he worked on a great number of games, helped design Star Fox, and designed a whole bunch of different characters. As Nintendo Life points out, perhaps the most famous design is Tingle. So good riddance. Glad he's gone. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not the biggest Tingle fan in the world, but you can't deny the staying power of the character, and he's worked on a bunch of other stuff too. So that's a little bit sad, seeing a very talented and very much a senior staff of Nintendo leaving. So I wish him the best in his future endeavors, or not endeavors if he's retiring. I'm not sure. So Kev Bayless, a former artist over at Rare, has posted a YouTube video showing off a bunch of super early concept art for Donkey Kong Country. and it is incredibly interesting. There's a lot of really great little pictures here, but obviously the most interesting one is Shigeru Miyamoto's own sketch of Donkey Kong, and then the next kind of sketch that they did is like an evolution of the character, and then next to it is the final model they used in the game. Just really, really fascinating stuff. I forget that Donkey Kong Country is what created DK's quote-unquote modern look versus, you know, the old NES ones and stuff. And I don't know, just seeing it evolved right before your eyes right here on the page. Very fascinating. A while back, a first edition Charizard set a record for highest purchase sale of a Pokemon card. However, that record did not last long because this Blastoise right here just sold for $360,000. And the reason this thing is so rare, and you know, I'm like Charizard always, he's the best forever, right? No, apparently this one right here, this is not, like that was a first edition, which is very rare. This Blastoise right here was one of the cards essentially in the pitch for the Pokemon card game. Like this Blastoise was used to like show them, hey look, this is what Pokemon cards could look like. So yeah, naturally, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the single rarest card in existence. It's funny, I see a lot of people in like comments and Twitter and stuff being like, I don't understand, it's just a card, you could just print it yourself. Why would anyone pay that much for a card? It's because it's rare. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a card or a rock or a shoe or a Cheeto. If it's rare and if people want to buy it, that gives it value. They like things that are, I wouldn't buy it. I would never buy something like that, even if I did have the money, but I'm, you know, just, that's why. It's because it's rare. People like rare things. It's kind of a thing in the world and things. We got more Pokemon news here. Pokemon has filed a trademark for Pokemon Wonder and Fusion Arts. Nobody knows exactly what these are for, but apparently Pokemon Wonder covers food, beverage, education, food/accommodation, so something food related, and then Fusion Arts is about games, toys, and playthings. So it could just end up being a toy or something, you know. Pokemon Wonder sounds kind of mysterious. That sounds like it could be a big game or something, but both of these probably just end up being smaller products, but who knows. Casio has just revealed a new watch based on Pikachu. It's a fancy watch. It's pretty expensive, and I'm not a fan. Really not a fan. Wow, that's one of the ugliest watches I've ever seen. I'm brutally honest here on the news roundup. I know it's supposed to be impartial journalism, but I'm sorry, that's an ugly watch. Speaking of ugly, some new Pokemon Funko Pops have been revealed. No, I know a lot of people like these things. I'm not a big fan. It's the eyes. I know it's the common complaint. Not the biggest fan in the world, but there you go. If you like your Funko Pops and your Pokemans, there's some new ones right here. Not really understanding the metallic Bulborb thing. That's weird. I don't get it. And a little on the fancier side, Pokemon has revealed an In and Zorua figure. This is a pretty fancy figure here. Again, it's one of those like kind of more expensive ones. Not too bad. But this is something definitely for the collectors. I never really attached to these characters. I did play Diamond and Pearl, but I'm not 100% sure if I'd be interested in getting these, but they are very high quality figures, so I think that's pretty cool. Final Pokemon news, the Pokemon Company is looking to do basically another wave of bannings for Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Home. Again, just looking for modified data, people who've modified the games and modified the Pokemons and stuff, and so if you're one of those people, watch out, they're coming for you, and the next wave is coming. You better duck and cover. Moving on, Nintendo is facing another class action lawsuit regarding Joy-Con drift. This one comes from Quebec, and it's what you expect at this point. Throw it on the pile. Just add it to the pile there. So a YouTube channel by the name of BTM08015MA recently uploaded a video containing a bunch of footage that was clearly shot for something of a news report or something on Nintendo in 1990. And it's a whole bunch of footage of that. Basically, it's just people working at the offices in Redmond, Washington. Knowing how offices look today, it's very funny seeing them like on these like folding tables and folding chairs and stuff. It's like, is this a con? It looks about like a con. Anyway, it's pretty interesting though, just seeing people working at Nintendo and making stuff way back in 1990, and everyone's hair is funny, and it looks like they're having a lot of fun. I might have reported on a Lego thing like this a while back. I can't remember, but basically people can dream up Lego sets, and then if they get enough like votes, then they will be considered by Lego. I guess just seen by a person at Lego, and right now people are pushing to get a Metroid Lego set approved. and it's not gonna happen. I'm afraid I don't really see the point unless Lego starts to release like limited edition sets of like more obscure stuff. There's no reason for them to. Metroid's not big enough. They're used to like Harry Potter and Star Wars and stuff. I don't know about Metroid. It's really cool though. I love that they dreamed this up, and the little figures are pretty darn neato. Dragalia Lost is a game that I constantly forget is just a straight up first party Nintendo thing. I've never played it before, but apparently it's doing a crossover with Persona, which is only funny, and I only mention it because at this point, like, how many products can they put out there with Nintendo and on the Switch and just everything, the whole Nintendo ecosystem, without porting Persona 5 to Switch? It's a joke at this point. It has to be a literal joke on us. I'm sure of it. And to wrap things up, there are a couple stories that didn't make the cut last week because the video was already too long, and so here they are now. Take it away, me. This next story is an example of how even our heroes can miss. I am going to... We're over here, Roberta. Just gonna get up on my... Yep, there we go, up on my high horse. That joke that hasn't been around for a while that some people really love and some people get really, really, really annoyed by. Masahiro Sakurai is an incredible man. He makes a mean Smash Bros. And recently it seems he's been really enjoying playing Cyberpunk 2077. He believes that it is a dream game. He thinks just in terms of planning and production, it was very impressive. That in itself is not necessarily an issue, though he does go on to praise the fact that it is a multi-platform release for a AAA game and says that that's really impressive. No, no, CD Projekt Red, they botched the whole multi-platform thing horribly. The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions were almost unplayable to the point where unprecedented refunds have had to, like retailers have had to refund people's money. And then he goes on to say that dealing with these refunds has made him feel very deeply moved, and it feels that it exhibits a lot of sincerity from the company to the point where he supports this game from the bottom of his heart. Again, this isn't even really that important, and it really is just me being all high and mighty, I think. But no, like the management at CD Projekt Red really messed up that game super duper bad. They did not do anything right when it came to making it better. They promised refunds without even talking to retailers to see if the retailers could. The retailers separately had to make that decision to protect themselves. Anyway, it's a whole thing. I'm not even really trying to like throw a ton of shade at Sakurai or anything. I just think it's kind of funny just seeing that kind of take. Like, no, I think if you look a little deeper into the game and what they've been doing over there, no, pretty much just no about any of that. Sorry, man. So it seems that multiple reports have coming in of UK police getting pretty mad at Pokemon Go players. The country recently saw much harsher lockdowns and stuff taking place, so restrictions on travel, and it seems that there are some primarily 30 plus males running around and traveling around to try to catch Pokemon, and they don't like it. The cops don't like it, and they're having to like find people and get mad at people, and that is interesting. It's a weird world we live in. So apparently there are still a lot of people playing Mario Kart Wii, and a lot of people trying to like speed run the game, and there is a famous kind of exploit on the Rainbow Road track that people have been trying to do for 13 years, just a specific kind of skip. And they've only been able to do it previously tool-assisted, meaning they can set up the inputs, frame by frame using a computer, not someone sitting there holding a controller. But it seems for the first time ever, a Twitch streamer by the name of Arthur MKW has done it manually. Done it. So that's cool. I didn't know this was a thing until just now when I read this, but apparently that's a thing. So that's pretty cool. Good on him. And that is it for this edition of the Nintendo News Roundup. Tell me what you thought about all this news down in the comments. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, like and subscribe. Pledge to be on Patreon. Or don't. I'm not your mom. Have a good day. Bye.